Hi everyone! I know that I haven't streamed twice a week like I said I was going to. This is my busiest time of year at work. We have a workshop tomorrow. My husband's out at work training today. So I have like an hour or so. Am I on YouTube? Yes, I am. Hello. I see your multi-chat from YouTube, so that's cool. I don't know how to respond to the YouTube chat except by talking. But if you're on... I haven't put up any bots or anything on there. Oh, and Twitch too. Okay, yeah. So it's great. Yeah, I was trying to do the dual stream stuff. So that I can, well, I was doing on my aquarium stream, or our aquarium stream, my husband set up the camera and everything, and I got the stream set up for Aquarius Day K, and we did a multi-stream on that, and it's easy working, so I went ahead and set it up for this channel too. I haven't streamed as much as I'd like since I set it up. It's been really busy at work, and yeah, just been really stressed out, really. And I've also been trying to come up with emote ideas. So I got this one, which is the frog that's sparkly. And I was going to do... The last one I did, I think, was the snail. This guy. And then I have surprise frog. Or sparkle frog. Sparkle frog and surprise frog are the same thing. So it's going to turn the frog on his side. And then go from there. So we'll see how it goes. And then put some explanation points in. I'm just trying to cover kind of all of the things that I think people would like to use in a channel, so... I'm using a snail kind of like you can wave hi or bye or lurk. I mean, I could write lurk on it. And then surprise, I guess, if you see something fun. It sparkles because the frogs are super cute, and love because I like to use that to appreciate people's support. So Captain Matrix, nice to see you. What have you been up to? I don't guess you've been streaming, but I do think you've been gaming, right? I've seen it on Discord. Well, show you, I didn't even grab my pen. So I got about an hour before I have to go pick up my daughter from preschool. Preschool had some kind of odd hours today, so I'll probably have to do some more work later tonight. Mostly working, but yeah, gaming too. And you finished school, I'm guessing, right? Did you graduate? If so, congratulations. War Thunder, I do think... Yeah, I remember you mentioning that because somebody else was telling me about it too. Traveler Rest, I haven't heard of that one. Graduated 3 years ago. 3 years ago is, I guess, where I left off with streaming. So congratulations on your graduation. Yay. Glad you got a job. Also good. Let me try to draw something while I'm on the stream. Last time I did this guy, what I want to do, I think, is turn everything on its side here. Don't need the sparkles. Do need the ink and the color. And can you hear the music, by the way? Because I'm still experimenting with that. Got promoted from package handler to package handler trainer. Oh, cool. So you don't have to do less of that. Got more responsibility, more pay. That's great. I know a lot of times jobs add responsibility and not more pay, so that's good that you've got that. Yay. Let me rotate this. Is it with like a shipping company? So now this looks odd, but I'm just getting it set up. Alright, we're gonna turn off the shading and the color. Look at those eyes. Okay. And then we're going in and we're just gonna change the mouth and stuff. FedEx. Okay, cool. I had a neighbor who worked for UPS for years and retired recently. He was very happy.
My sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan.
I don't want to do that. Okay, well, I like that, the look of that, but I'm going to... Oops, I need to turn off the watermark.
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S.
Why can't I draw this? I'll just draw it this way.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal.
I'm so bad at this.
Your own personal paradise.
Just duplicated.
Hey, grab me a coconut water.
Lazy.
Bundling. Just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts.
FedEx, okay. So, so if you're in a packaging facility, that doesn't mean the airplane stuff, like, you know, makes me think of, oh my gosh, the movie's been around a while. Is it Castaway? Where Tom Hanks in the volleyball? I think he worked for FedEx. Now I'll just erase the other one. Not that one. This one. There we go. Now we have a little mouth. And we're gonna put a little tongue in it. Yeah. Do more of the heavy stuff. That's more local stuff that we don't really do. Okay. Yeah, I think that my neighbor was like a local delivery person, and so he had his route and everything, and everybody on his route knew him. So you don't have to drive, which I think is... I mean, I guess some people probably enjoy driving. I don't know if I would. LA. Oh! So, if you're in LA, have you gotten in on any of the Olympic stuff? Not into that. Darn. You know, I've been trying to get tickets, and, I was on the first draw for them. And that was combined with the local draw, so all the tickets were, they didn't add any inventory for the worldwide draw on the first one. So I've entered, I guess I'm entered again. And then I'm going to try to get on the second draw to try to get some tickets when they add inventory, because I do want to come to LA in 2028 and see the Olympics. Alright, so we have a mouth, a tongue. And now, I think we're gonna erase these eyes. Yeah. What did I do for the eyes on the other one? If been stretched a little too thin. And so I haven't been able to maintain kind of what I wanted to do with these to get them kind of done and out of the way. Where are these eyes? There we go. This is what I want. I know this is weird, but bear with me. I've got a plan. Alright, now we're gonna combine all our lines together to make kind of a new one. Do you have friends that are into it or anybody? I can erase this. Draw a new belly. And then the hands are gonna go toward the belly. Combine all this together. Now we're getting there. Don't really have friends. Oh, that's not true. You have like people you work with, huh? That you enjoy being around? And you have online friends like me. I know I haven't been a very good friend lately keeping up with stuff, though. Is that music coming in on my... Might need to turn down my speaker again. Bear with me. Okay. So now we're gonna have more of the hands like, oh no! I don't know if you guys could hear the music, but it is a little too hyped up for me right now. I was going for trance.
At the Home Depot, we have all your appliance answers. And with Spring Black Friday savings, you can get up to 40% off, plus free delivery on select brands like GE Profile. Simplify your day and get the GE Water Dryer with a quick 90 minutes wash.
Oops. I'm like undoing stuff on my OBS instead of undoing stuff on my so I'd moved some stuff around on OBS before starting my stream, and I was hitting the undo button, but I was on OBS instead of my my program here, and I was hitting undo and I was undoing the stuff in the OBS program. I feel really, I don't know, I've been having a hard time lately trying to focus. I think I've just been stretched too thin. And it's been kind of a difficult time recently. But try to stay positive, and that's one of the reasons I jumped on the art stream today, because even though I don't have much time in my lunch break, art streams are usually no more than an hour. I felt compelled to do it, because I was like, I really need to give myself a chance to do something to help me kind of unwind a little bit and get my mind off of things. don't know if those hands might be too close together. I'm gonna try again. But once I get through the emotes, I have a dragon that I'm working on, and also I want to get back to the schnitzel scribbles. Just cleaning up my line work a little bit, even though I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. One of the things I like about digital art is on days where I'm just trying to kind of unwind a little bit and maybe not on my drawing game, I could still do something. And maybe accomplish something. Which helps me feel a little better and de-stress a little bit. There we go, this might be a little closer to what I want. And sometimes it's the emotes that are a little more difficult for me than like my more complex drawings, because I have to simplify, I have to make things bold and simple, rather than the more detail-oriented stuff that I really enjoy, or sketchy stuff. I like to add a lot of color, I have to keep the colors simple. And I've done all the emotes for my channel, I'm doing all the emotes for my family's aquarium channel. Done emotes for a few other people, Captain Matrix was one of them, back in the day. But I am out of practice. Okay, so we've got a hand here. And it's the little froggy fingers, which I enjoy. There we go. And then let's put his little face back in. Move this hand over a little bit, over his belly, I think will help. Maybe I want to rotate it. Bring it up a little bit. Looks pretty good. I'm happier with that. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. I moved the mic around a few times today. I had changed the water in the shrimp tank yesterday, so I had moved everything out of the way and then had to move everything kind of back in place to stream. And of course, every time I do that, things get moved around and maybe aren't where they need to be, especially if I'm turned away looking at my artwork here. Alright, I'm happy enough with this hand that I'm gonna go ahead. Well, there's a couple of things I could do to clean it up. Just a bit. I'm zoomed in 150%, which is more than necessary for the emote. And the emote is 500 by 500, which is also probably more than necessary. But I also sometimes take the emotes and turn them into stickers or pins. So if I'm gonna put the effort into making it, I make it big enough that I can use it for other things. Okay. Good enough. Duplicate that, flip it around. Put it about the same distance, then I'm going to rotate it the other way. This one's going to be a little closer. Since I'm liking the way that looks, I'm going to rotate this one a little bit more. There we go. And then just clean up the line work for them. And sometimes I just use skew. Just to do that. Okay, so now we have a surprise little frog, which is what I was going for. Yay! And then I just need to erase that belly. Where his little fingers are. I don't have to, I could just color through them, but I'm just gonna make it simple on myself and do that so I don't have to worry about where my layers are. Okay. So let's look at my color layer. So I know that that's a mess, so I'm going to turn off some layers here. Just so I have my colors handy. And it's because I don't feel like going and turning on the palette, so I'm just grabbing the colors here. And then I'll go in and do a new folder called Surprise Color. Make a new layer. And then go in and color. Turn my stabilization back down so it's easy to paint with it. Coloring everything in but his little toes and his tummy, which are a different color. Just slightly lighter. And I'm just using the turnip pen in Clip Studio. Quite fond of it. Simple. I'm not the kind of person who really makes brushes and stuff. I kind of use what I have already in the program, especially since I work on lots of different projects. And sometimes on different computers for different clients. So it's just easier to stick with that, not worrying too much about presets, or excuse me, using the presets, not working too much with custom presets, because I just get to where it's like, it's too much work trying to carry everything over. Now some artists are gonna say, hey, I only use custom stuff, and maybe they think, you know, using the default stuff is kind of like using the default color, just taking tubes of paint and going straight out the tube with it, instead of mixing. But oh well. And especially when it comes to emotes, where I need to keep the colors simple. Alright, so this is the body color. Yeah, then there's the light body color, which is this other one. I think I got the right one. Nope, I grabbed the wrong one. I guess I'll turn my palette layer on. That would help me. There it is. It's almost the same color, but a little bit lighter. Hello! Just doing another frog. Oh, you got the snail. I like the snail, and I like the way the color came out. Because you know what, in the frog tank, there is a pink lady snail. And in my daughter's little tank, she's got a red snail. And so those colors are a little wild, but not too very far from the color of their shells, really. How are you? I've been kind of having, I don't know, a hard time lately. So it's nice to see you. And I hope things are going well for you. Ah, is the kiddo back in school today? I bet the past few weeks have been exhausting. Because I'm doing single mom stuff today while my husband is out. He flew out this morning at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., comes back at like 9 p.m. We went back Wednesday, it's Friday today, and I've been doing a bit of rest. I bet. That is a long time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love spending time with my 5-year-old, and she's really fun, but it's also a very high energy person with a adult who has to work and do chores and put food on the table, and you combine all of those responsibilities with all of the play and things that they want to do, and at the end of the day, you're just exhausted. And to do that day after day, like you have, while yours was out of school, whew, that's a lot. They are so high energy. Yeah, it's like, I'm not a morning person, and my husband's pretty good in the morning, and my daughter, of course, wakes up like full energy, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's overwhelming, like ADHD overwhelm almost as soon as they wake up. And I have to overcome that to like get my day started. Alright, so I got the body in. What colors am I using for the mouth? I guess pink.
Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely when I'm on my own. Sometimes it gets
And then we've got the eyes. I like scratching up. I don't know. I thought I changed the nib out, but I seem to be scratching up the surface of my Wacom a little bit with this. Okay, how do I want to do the eyes? I think that I want to... something like this. Looks pretty good. Okay, I got about 20 minutes left. Aw, thank you! Yeah, I was trying to do like a surprise frog. Like, oh no! And I think I'm almost there. I kinda just took this frog and like turned it on its side. Now I need to do the gradients. Let's see. Oh, and the cheeks. Let's not forget the adorable cheeks. This one has cheeks. Last night I was trying to put my son to bed while coordinating with parents for my son's soccer club, and I had the phone pinging and him wanting snuggles, and my dog threw up on the blanket and all over that. Oh my goodness, that is so much. Nobody can be expected to handle all of that at once. There's just no way. And hopefully your dog is okay, and that you're okay. The parents for the soccer club can wait. I think it's admirable that you took on the soccer club stuff. I know we talked about that before, but still I admire you for taking that on, because I know that some parents can be really tough. And so it's not easy. I have a friend who's like a coordinator for one of the programs, and she's constantly scrambling to do stuff for them and dealing with parents. And I think it's stimulating and enjoyable for her, but occasionally it's just overwhelming. Let me give you guys a shout out. Mulaney does tarot card readings. And I'm guessing that soon you won't be doing them in the middle of the night, my time, and I'll be able to join in again. Alright, so I forgot the little cheeks. So there are the eyes. Okay. Little cheeks. Yay! Have you been successful setting up your dual stream stuff? It was because of you that I set up my dual stream stuff, which, I mean, I don't know if it's working. I mean, it's working, but I don't know if, like, I'll get any traction on YouTube. It's hard to get traction on Twitch. There's so many people streaming a lot of the same things. It's hard to stand out. But I am trying. And it's because you showed me that plugin, so thank you for that. Oh, I don't know how to make it work with the queue system too. And to be honest, like the chat on the YouTube side is empty because I don't know how to put bots in it or automate or do anything with it or even respond to the chats. Like I can talk to people and I can see the chat, but I can't type into the chat that I can tell. So I feel a little bit limited still. Alright, so here are those cute little cheeks. Because even though frogs don't blush, it's very cute. Usually I turn it the other way. I kind of like this way better, I think. And everything I do, I just flip it horizontally. I don't see any reason in reinventing the wheel on the other side of the character. There we go. I don't know how to get it to... I wish I knew somebody who is like really adept at YouTube streaming. Like I've been watching some YouTube channels here and there. Whoopsies. For recommendations. But it's overwhelming. I remember how overwhelmed I was when I first started streaming on Twitch. And I still find it overwhelming sometimes. Like I turn on my system and like something's not working. And I'm like, oh man. Okay, so there's the little cheekies. There we go. I think that'll work. And now I need to do gradients. Gradients are a shortcut for lighting. There we go. We're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna go over here. The gradients I have used in the past for the body are these. And then I go to the gradient tool, which you guys might recall a few weeks ago I couldn't even figure out how it worked.
I guess we end up where we end up.
Or do I want to go this way?
To get what we think we want. Will it always be this way? Do we get
I might want to do it that way this time.
I sure hope so.
Sorry, I'm experimenting with what I want. I kind of like that. I think that could work. And then the other gradient I use is for the light parts. Go over here. And then I duplicate the layer, the light body parts. I should name my layers so I know what I'm looking at. Cheeks. Light body. Alright. This is... duplicate it. And then we're gonna go in. And we're gonna select all the light parts. I'm not doing a very good job. What is my... tolerance is not very good. There's this close gap option that I haven't really paid attention to. Why am I having so much trouble with this? Da, 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 da. Do I want it to close the gap? I actually don't. I haven't really played with the selection tool very much. Apply to connected pixels only. Oh, interesting. That's handy. Do I want to close the gap? I don't know why that looks so crappy, but we'll just go with it. Maybe we'll just circle. That's just easier to do it since they're all round anyway. Just using the lasso tool. There. Okay. Now let's get after it with the gradient tool again. That's like a lot. Why am I have the wrong color, that's why. The other color is wrong. Lighter color. There we go. I was like, why is this looking right? Self-taught myself a lot first, and it still confuses me sometimes. Yeah, and that's what I've done. I've had a few tips and help here and there with a lot of help. A lot of help, actually. Still not getting it. Alright, I'm gonna go from this corner to this corner. And it depends on which direction I choose to get what I want. What happened to my selection? There it goes. Sorry, I'm whining. I think it's kind of where I want to be with it. You know what I just did? I just did it on the wrong layer. Okay. I've totally lost track of where I'm at. Okay, I think this is the right layer. Well, I have no idea what I did, but I think I eliminated my layer, so I'm just gonna recreate it by doing fill. There we go. Okay. Line away. It's not been as hard as the 2 weeks you've been going through, but the last 2 weeks have been kind of tough. And I don't mean to be dramatic or anything. It's just been... I don't know. It's just been a lot going on. So I see an error over here and I don't know what happened. I'm gonna turn this off and see what I did. And just smear it over there. Just smear. Making it worse. I'll just choose the color, I suppose. I'm like broken today. There. Okay, fixed it. So there's our frog. Am I forgetting anything? I'm gonna get rid of the old colors here. Oh, freckles! I totally forgot freckles. So these are the freckles that were. Which works pretty well. I just need to complete them.
In trouble so deep, you said you would not do that again. Wonder why the future seems lost before you
There we go.
even started looking ahead.
So I modify the freckles each time just because they kind of play different roles.
Not do that again.
Oh, we're gonna have to leave soon to pick up my little one. So sometimes I erase freckles that are kind of overlapping with stuff that I've already got. When I do put some on his belly, or her belly, just might want him in a different spot.
Wonder why. When your hand in trouble so deep, who can you turn to now?
It's probably pretty good. Don't want to put too many on there and make it worse than it needs to be. Not that it's bad, it's just that, do I want to make them multiply so that they show up a little better, or an overlay? Overlay's too much. Color dodge. Glow dodge. What do I want? Something happened. Oh, the quack. Did the quack not show up? Hi. You've got a NASA thing. I want a NASA thing. How did you get that? They're gonna multiply it and then not make it quite as dark. That way they show up and they're affected a little bit by the gradient. Well, I watched the Artemis 2 Slingshot 2 on the official NASA channel on YouTube, right? And Netflix. Darn it! I did something wrong. Alright, so we have our little surprise frog. So there's gonna be little explanation points over her head. It was just for Twitch. I did not watch it on Twitch. Darn it! I really like NASA stuff. And I won't even go into how excited I am about the Artemis rocket. You might know. I could tell you in Discord, but super excited. Okay. I need explanation points. That's what I'm doing. Sorry, and then I probably need to go. Explanation points, and then I need to do the shading. Do. Okay. What color do I want my explanation points to be? Do I want them to be yellow? Maybe I want them to be yellow. Kinda wish I had a square brush. This looks not great. Why is this not looking the way I want? Maybe I just didn't leave myself enough space. Can y'all hear the music, by the way? No! Redo that. I like that one. Just gonna go with that. Alright. And then I'm doing this backwards. Now I'm gonna go in with a bigger brush, I guess. Thank you for lurking, Captain Matrix. There you go, I've made one explanation point. And I suppose I could change the color later if I want to. Do those look like explanation points? My motivation is so not great today. Oh, yep, it is time. Yep, you're right. Rahara, you were so good to me. You really are. Rahara is open for commissions. Please drop a link. If you would, Rahara. Can't spell. There we go. I'm actually working on a dragon for her. I do owe you that when I'm done with these emotes. Check her out. She does crafts. She just had an awesome commission, which came out really good. Maybe one of these explanation points needs to be a little smaller, but I guess I'm running out of time. You're not what you showed me looked awesome. I'm gonna make one of these smaller, I think. And then I better call it good. And then all I have to do is a little bit of shading, and then it'll show up on the Aquarius stream here in a day or two. And then I think I'm out of slots. Chainmail process. Wow. No, the chainmail stuff you do is amazing. That takes a lot of patience. All right, are you streaming, by the way, Rara? Let's go see what's up. You might stream tomorrow? Okay. Oh shoot, I'm in an all-day workshop tomorrow. If I am able to lurk it, I will. Alright, let's see what we have here. Alright, so here's a guy who does, I've seen him around before, and he does viewer requests on his stream. You'll see for functioning. Yeah, I need to catch up with you. Alright, I'm going to raid out and go pick up my daughter from school before I end up being late. The frog is almost done. Sorry about the low energy today. Hopefully next week I'll be back doing an art stream or two and be a little more energetic. Did not get much sleep last night. We'll see. Of course, I'm glad that I was able to get on. I try to be more positive. I know I'm supposed to be more optimistic than I have been lately, so I will do my best next time around. Alright, see you guys later. And thank you for being here.